Hey everybody, welcome to Hitching Time. So this channel is all about our journey to becoming full-time RVers. One of those aspects of being a full-time RVer is, in a lot of ways, doing your own maintenance. And today we're doing something a little on the nasty side, kind of. So we recently got our camper back from being in the service of our dealer, getting some stuff done. One of which was repairing the black tank, which there was some construction debris in there, so they fixed that. And the other thing was this right here. So on the back side of the toilet, right here, this connection, I don't know how well you can see it really, but this connection right here that the supply line connects to was leaky for some reason. Whatever that reason was, we don't know. We don't know if it was just somehow got cracked. We don't know if maybe it got cold and broke or something like that. I don't know. But they fixed it, and when we went to pick it up, we asked how or what the experience was of the technician that was doing it of a porcelain style toilet to upgrade this one, because when we had a mobile repair technician come out before we took it into service, one of his first recommendations was to get rid of the toilet that we have as soon as possible because it was basically junk. So that kind of put a seed in our brains of maybe upgrading a little bit. And my wife and I had talked about it before. Well, when we went to pick up our camper, after we had gone through everything, they had fixed everything, and we were all done, we asked the guy, what his thoughts were. And his thoughts were basically, it's a good idea to upgrade it, especially if you can get like a porcelain one. So we went and looked at some of the ones that they had. And one of the ones that they had was actually a pretty popular toilet, an RV toilet made by Thetford. Now, Thetford, this toilet that we have now is also a Thetford. There's two main brands, I guess you could say, of RV toilets. They're probably the most popular. And if you ask any RVer, they'll probably name one of the two. One of them is Thetford, which has been around for about 40 years or so. The other one is a Dometic or something like that, Dometic, which has been around since like late 90s, I believe, if I remember right. Both of them are good quality. Both of them they have fantastic toilets, and both of them are very good. So the one question that we had was, since we have a Thetford already, is a Dometic toilet compatible? Can we just lift this one off, put the other one on, and it'd be good? After some research, the answer is yes, they should be compatible. You might have to change the flange on the bottom depending on the year or how old your camper is. But for the most part, at least newer trailers, they should be compatible. There's also another one that we looked at, which is a Lippert toilet, and that was like $350, something like that. And we looked at it, and they said it should work, but they weren't sure. They'd have to do some more research. Well, we looked at that one, and then we looked at a Thetford one, and they were right about the same price. The Thetford one was a little bit cheaper, and it was like 1/8 of an inch shorter. So we went ahead and decided to go ahead and just bite the bullet, upgrade the toilet. So in this video, you're going to watch me as I replace this thing. Now, thankfully in our camper, the connection between the toilet and the black tank is straight down. And thankfully, I won't have to replace the flange that it sits on because they're both Thetford and because they should be compatible. So you're going to watch me as I take this off and put the new one on, and I'll kind of walk you through it. So here we go. All right, so basically all you really should need is either a pair of pliers or a open-faced wrench. You take these caps off just like on a regular toilet. There's a cap on both sides. Both come off just by pulling them. Gonna set those aside. Right here is the nuts that you have to take off. So I'm not sure what size it is, so we're gonna take a look and see if we can find it. Let's see, maybe that one. Hey, look at that. So this one here is a 1/2 inch, and it fit perfectly. So first guess, good shot. Okay, there's one. Now I'll take off the other side. And there's the other. You also want to make sure that you turn your water off when you do this. Then on the back, you simply have the supply line connection that you have to take off. Which in our instance, it's really hard to get to. I'm going to see if I can do this. Actually, just do this. Then it simply unscrews. And that's it. The toilet is free. That is all that it took to take the toilet off. Now, if you use this quite a bit, then this might be a stinky part of the whole experience, but since it's all clean for us, no real biggie. Alright, so the toilet that we got is the Thetford Aqua Magic Style 2. The Style 4, I think, is probably one of the most common ones, I think, that people buy. But this is what we got. Alright, so as you can see, it is a little bit higher. Basically, the seating area is really not a whole lot higher, which is kind of surprising because I thought it was. But this bowl is porcelain, where this bowl is plastic. Plastic's very hard to clean and keep white, I guess you could say. So we wanted to get the porcelain one. The other thing that we wanted to do that we liked on this one is it's a soft close lid. So no more slamming, especially in the middle of the night. That makes it nice. On the front, the toilet stop, or the flush thing here, is on the very front of it. And one of the things that we noticed, especially when our youngest was going to the bathroom, is he would put his foot on there and would be flushing it continually while he was going to the bathroom, which is not a good thing. This one, it has it on the side, so it's going to be a little bit easier. So I'm going to take this, and we're going to go and see if we can find if there's any other mounting hardware that we need, or if we're just going to reuse those nuts that came off of this. And I think there's a flange, a grommet in here as well that we'll have to put on the bottom. So let me do some digging here and see what we got. Okay, so here's the flange, the screws, the nuts, and the cover. So everything's right there. The bottom part of this is actually plastic, where the bowl itself is porcelain. So, well, it's not entirely porcelain like a traditional residential one is. Just the top is porcelain and the bottom is plastic. Alright, let's go take this and get it installed. Alright. So, let me take these nuts here, move them out of the way. Now this has all the mounting hardware that you'll need, so you'll want to use it instead of what was on there before, so you don't have a longer cap than what you need. You don't have to use the old caps. You can use these caps instead. Make sure they don't fall down into the sewer tank or the black tank. That would be a very bad thing. And honestly, this is just as easy as changing a residential toilet as well. So really no biggie. All right, so since these are so much smaller than these, I'm gonna see if I can take these off, take these out, which they should just slide out. They do. And you can see how much longer these are. They're almost twice as long as the other ones. So we'll take these off as well. Simply slide these into the notch. Like so. And then this one. Might take a little bit of finessing. There we go. All right, they are in. We're going to put the nuts to the side here because we'll need those for later. And then if you look at the grommet that's included with this, you'll see one side has a lip. The lip wants to go down, so it will sit inside of the flange. So you turn your toilet over, you make sure that this is facing up, which will be down, and then push it over the bottom. Make sure you push it in all the way, and it's seated really well. And that's basically it. Turn it over, line up the screws. One side. There's the other side. And put the nuts on. All right, a wrench again. You want to kind of do this on both sides, a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other. So do like 4 or 5 on one side, and then 4 or 5 on the other, so it goes down evenly. You also don't want to do this too tight, just where it's good and snug. And then maybe a little bit more, because the bottom is plastic and you don't want to mess that up. All right, so the last thing we got now is just to hook up the water supply. And then we take the caps that were included in it, put them on top. There we go. Just gotta push it a little bit. There we go. Now the bottom of those do have a nut shape to them, so you want to make sure that you match that up first before you push them on. But match it up, put it on top, push it in, and it's done. That's it. I'm done. All right, so that is all that it took. And it really, literally took me about 20-25 minutes or so to do this. Not bad at all. Now, I don't have the water on because we don't have anything hooked up here, but this is what it looks like. We did this, and this is just a kind of a tip. This section right here is a shower shutoff valve that we got from Lowe's. We basically bought it because we had the leak, but honestly, it's a good idea to have it in there anyways. That way, if you do get a leak and you're camping or something like that, you can turn off the water to it and it won't leak as bad. But, I mean, that's it. That's how simple it is. And honestly, a residential one is honestly just as easy. It's really not a whole lot to it. Residential one, it has the tank, so it's going to be a little harder. But, I mean, that was super simple. And it took me, like I said, 25-30 minutes tops. Now I have to clean everything up. And we'll try it out when we go camping here in a couple weeks, or in about a week and a half or so. We'll be gone for most of the summer, off and on. So, and that's it. I want to thank y'all very much for watching this video, for checking us out. If you feel so inclined, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel. Just simply click the subscribe button down the bottom right hand corner, as well as the bell icon, so you don't miss any of the videos that we put out. Check out the blog, follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and then of course here on YouTube as well. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, y'all, happy camping.